другого варианта для самозащиты, для обеспечения безопасности России, кроме проведения специальной военной операции.
जिन्होंने ये हमला किया है और इस हमले की साजिश रचने वालों को उनकी कल्पना से भी बड़ी सजा मिलेगी।
Figuring out who wins a war today is not simple. It is not just about who takes more land or who loses fewer soldiers. Modern wars are more complicated. To understand who is truly winning or losing, we have to look at many things. This includes what each country wanted to achieve in the war, how strong their economy remained during the fighting, and how much support they got from other countries. Another big factor is how the war affects the way the world sees each country after the fighting is over. In other words, who controls the story and public opinion. For example, if one country keeps fighting without losing hope, even after many losses, that shows strength. Or if a country uses new technology like drones to damage the enemy's important weapons, that can also show who is doing better, even if they haven't won back any territory yet. When we look at the war between Russia and Ukraine and the recent war between India and Pakistan, we need to consider all of these things to understand who is truly winning, who is losing, and what each country has gained or lost. As of mid-2025, Russia occupies approximately 20% of Ukrainian territory, including regions like Donetsk, Luhansk, Kherson, and Zaporizhzhia. Recent offensives have seen Russia gaining 173 square miles in April 2025 alone. Conversely, Ukraine's counter-offensives have reclaimed areas in the Kharkiv and Kherson regions. Notably, Ukraine's Operation Spiderweb a few days back targeted Russian air bases deep within Siberia, destroying 34% of Russia's strategic bomber fleet and causing an estimated $7 billion in damages. The human toll is staggering. Russia has suffered nearly 1 million casualties since the invasion began in February 2022. Ukraine reports approximately 400,000 military casualties and 13,000 civilian deaths. Ukraine has received a lot of help from other countries, especially from the West. After Ukraine carried out successful drone strikes deep inside Russian territory, damaging important military bases, many Western nations decided to send even more weapons, supplies, and support. This shows that Ukraine is gaining strong international backing, which is an important part of doing well in a modern war. On the other hand, Russia has made certain demands during peace talks. For example, Russia wants Ukraine to stay neutral, not join any military groups like the NATO, and to give up parts of its land. But Ukraine has refused these demands, and many other countries also disagree with Russia's position. This resistance to Russia's terms shows that Ukraine is not only fighting on the battlefield, but also holding firm in negotiations. An important turning point came when US President Donald Trump, who in the past was seen as being soft on Russian President Vladimir Putin, changed his tone. Recently, Trump distanced himself from Putin and backed stronger actions against Russia. This shift has left Putin more isolated on the global stage, even among leaders who were once seen as friendly towards him.
Yeah, I'll give you an update. I'm not happy with what Putin's doing. He's killing a lot of people, and I don't know what the hell happened to Putin. I've known him a long time, always gotten along with him. but he's sending rockets into cities and killing people, and I don't like it at all, okay? We're in the middle of talking, and he's shooting rockets into Kiev and other cities. I don't like it at all.
In May 2025, a 4-day conflict erupted following a terrorist attack in Pahalgam in Jammu and Kashmir, India. India launched Operation Sindoor in response, which involved deep strikes into Pakistani territory, targeting key air bases in Punjab and deploying drones over major cities like Lahore and Karachi. India showed strong military capability by carrying out deep and precise strikes inside Pakistan's territory, something it had not done since the 1971 war. These strikes were seen as a bold move, proving that India can hit terrorist launch pads or military targets across the border if provoked. Many international experts and defense analysts have called Operation Sindoor a strategic success for India. It demonstrated not just military power, but also political will to respond to threats. Although the direct fighting ended with a ceasefire, tensions between the two countries remain. Both India and Pakistan continue to make strong political statements and take diplomatic steps to push their own narratives globally. However, India's quick and strong military response sent a very clear message that it will no longer tolerate cross-border terrorism and is ready to act with force if needed. Victory in contemporary conflicts is not solely determined by battlefield successes. Key factors include strategic objectives achieved, economic and military sustainability, international support and legitimacy, and post-conflict stability. In the Russia-Ukraine conflict, while Russia holds significant territory, Ukraine's resilience, strategic strikes, and international backing have prevented a decisive Russian victory. The war remains a protracted struggle with no clear end in sight. In contrast, India's swift and targeted response in the brief 2025 conflict with Pakistan showcased its military prowess and strategic depth, leading many analysts to view it as a clear victory for India. In the end, winning a modern war is not just about capturing land or defeating the enemy's army. It is a combination of many things. How well a country achieves its main goals, how strong and smart its military actions are, and what the long-term effects are for the country and the world. Real victory includes not only battlefield successes, but also lasting peace, stronger international standing, and better security for the future.
Subscribe to One India and never miss an update.